What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Reviews podcast. I'm one of your hosts, David Thompson, and as always, I'm joined by Kevin Budasang. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here, you know?
Yeah?
Always happy to be here.
Enjoy the film we just checked out?
Ooh, enjoyed is a good word to describe it, I would say.
So we just saw Detective Pikachu. But before we get to our review, for those of you that don't know, this is the A-List Movie Reviews podcast. Kevin and I, your fellow or
A-lister.
A-list would be fellow?
Resident.
The resident.
Yes.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
That's why I have Kevin. That's why it's in a solo podcast.
Yeah.
Your resident A-lister.
Yes.
Well, A-list subscription service members of the AMC Subs A-list subscription.
Shameless plug. Shout out. Please sponsor
Not
us.
a plug. It's a shout out.
It's a shout out.
If we were like affiliated with AMC at all, it'd be a plug.
No, well,
It's
we
more
have
just a
to. We have
shout
to
out.
hope, you know. I mean,
One day.
one day.
When they
you
find
know,
this
but-
podcast and they're like, oh my gosh, these guys have been like free advertisement for years.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes. So
Years. Episode 2.
Please sponsor us.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we just used our AMC A-list
We did.
subscription.
I used
Went
it
saw a
before you
movie
'cause
with a
I-
good bud.
Yes.
Good bud. Yeah.
Good bud. Okay. I see what you did there.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I just saw a good movie with a good bud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Detective Pikachu. But now getting into the review. So how this works is for the first 10, 15 minutes, we'll go in full non-spoilers.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Won't
talk
get
about.
into-
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about what we thought about the movie, and the movie being generalized.
Yes, general thoughts
Yeah.
on the movie. Won't get in deeply into the plot. Talk a little bit about the characters and some more general stuff.
Right.
But then after the 15 minutes goes by, we'll go ahead into spoiler territory. Talk full spoilers about the movie, basically as if you've seen it. So stick around if you don't care about spoilers or if you've seen the movie. We'll get into that, go into little categories, give out some awards, and give it its final grade.
Right.
But for now, Kevin, what did you think of Detective Pikachu?
That's a good question. What did I think of Detective Pikachu? Listen, if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan, you're gonna enjoy this movie. If you're a kid, you're gonna enjoy this movie. But if
Yeah.
you're anyone beside those two people I just mentioned, it's gonna be a laugh.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a laugh.
It's definitely gonna be a laugh.
And me personally, I'm like a casual Pokemon fan. Like I love Nintendo. I have Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I've played Pokemon my whole life, kind of not super hardcore, just like a little bit. Used to collect the cards and everything. So I'm not a huge fan at all. Like watching the movie, there's a lot of fan service, I would say, that would make someone who's a big fan really enjoy the film just because of all the characters that are in it, all the different Pokemon. But for me, that wasn't really a big factor because I personally am a casual fan, and I couldn't even have named you half the Pokemon that we saw.
For me, it was like, I mean, I played Pokemon when I was a kid, kind of forgot about it. And then when Pokemon Go was a thing,
Yeah.
it still is a thing, but when it just emerged,
Really, yeah, when it was really
I played
popular.
it a little bit,
Yeah.
and then, I mean, kind of died off. So
Yeah.
I won't even count myself as a Pokemon fan,
Yeah.
just I kind of know about it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, kind of the same. I don't have a big fanship towards it or anything like that. This is just one of the movie we want to go check out. It's the big movie of this weekend. But yeah, my general thoughts I would say is it started off and I thought it's funny. In the beginning, I thought it was going to be good. This isn't spoilers at all. At the beginning of the movie, I thought it was going to be better than it ended up being. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Almost like right from the beginning. And it just kind of went downhill for me.
Right.
I mean, shout out to Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, man.
Yeah.
Because that is the saving grace of this movie. Like, we'll talk about it more in detail.
Yes. Stick around for spoilers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you love Ryan Reynolds, honestly, not a bad movie to go see. Just if you're like a big Ryan Reynolds fan,
Yeah.
because even though he's Pikachu in it,
He was Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, I loved it. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people were very curious and concerned if Pikachu with Ryan Reynolds' voice would really mix well.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, I think it was perfect. I thought that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really, really enjoyed
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
So for me, seeing the trailers before the movie and stuff like that, I was not a fan of Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu. For me, it was
Yeah.
awkward. It didn't work. And I mean, after seeing the movie,
Did the movie
yeah,
sell
he did
you?
win me over. Yeah,
did? Okay.
He did do a good job. I guarantee, like I can guarantee that he did do a good job and he did carry the movie.
Kevin, real quick.
Yeah.
I forgot. I got to shoot you some facts about Detective Pikachu. Are you ready?
Oh, shoot me.
So Detective Pikachu, official release date, May 10th, 2019. Runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes long.
Was it?
1 hour and 44 minutes long?
Okay.
Why? Would you think it was longer, shorter?
Yeah.
You thought it was longer?
Yeah, it seemed longer.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Rated PG, starring, like we just said, Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, Detective Pikachu. Justice Smith as Tim Goodman. Catherine Newton as Lucy Stevens. And the cast of other characters.
Yep.
But those are probably, I would say, the three main ones. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I'm going to butcher it. Bill Nighy.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Exactly. He was Howard Clifford in the movie.
Yeah,
Bill Nye himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's little facts about it.
Yep.
Nothing much to tell.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean it's a surface level movie. You know what you see is what you're gonna get.
Think so?
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so getting back to the review of the movie, I would say one thing for me. So both of us are in agreement. This wasn't a great movie.
It was not a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you say it's a bad movie?
I would not say it's a bad movie.
Okay.
There's definitely worse movies out
For me, it was pushing a bad movie.
Really?
For sure. Like
Really?
I'm like,
See, a bad movie to me is that, okay, I watch it and I don't have a reaction to it.
See, the thing was to me.
So I watched Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
We watched it and it was air quotes bad movie, but I still had a good time
Yeah.
because made fun of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That's why for me it was pushing being a bad movie because in the theater, me and Kevin are sitting there watching it, and we were laughing at stuff that was not supposed to meant to be a joke. We were laughing at things that were supposed to be taken seriously, but because the way it was handled poorly, it was hilarious. So we started laughing.
Yep.
So yeah, I would say, I mean, if you had to suggest someone to go see it, I would agree with what you said at the beginning. Where if you're a big Pokemon fan, tons of fan service. You're gonna see a bunch of Pokemon. It's cool seeing them live action. Even as someone who's not a big Pokemon fan, like I thought it was really interesting to see them. It's kind of like seeing one of these animated Disney movies come to life in like CGI.
Yeah, fan service. That's what it's about, you know. And then beside that, kids.
Yeah, I mean, kids will just be like, ooh, action, fun.
Yeah.
Even kids, I feel like there'd be points where they kind of dragged. It was like boring for some parts.
Yeah,
I remember checking my phone during it. I'm like, oh man, like when is this gonna be over? Even though it didn't feel like it was going on for that long, I'm just like, let's just get to it.
Yeah.
Like
Same, you know.
There was just like a lot of.
There were definitely low points in it where
and there's a lot of build up for like a lackluster ending to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. The ending was laughable.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just kind of like what?
Like the best way I can describe, like if I had to sum up how I felt about this movie,
Please do.
It's a joke, dude.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Literally, it's a joke. That's what I like. They had a lot of time. They did a lot of marketing, and that was the result.
Yeah.
I feel insulted.
I mean, I would definitely say they could have done a better job, like just with the Pikachu, like, or just the Pokemon IP in general, and making it like into a film.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the whole Pikachu. I mean, for him being the namesake of the film, Detective Pikachu, he was my favorite part, which in that is a good thing.
Yeah.
But the main character isn't really him.
Pikachu / Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
The characters in this movie, beside the Pokemon, who didn't really have much to do, beside the actual characters who had dialogue in this movie, it was unacceptable.
I was gonna say something that it's like you could take it as a positive or a negative. Detective Pikachu, the characters in the movie, the Pokemon in it are way better than the actual humans. I enjoyed so much more every time we got to like interact with an actual Pokemon than a human being.
Yeah, the Pokemons were much more engaging than the actual actors.
Oh, for sure. Like I'm who Psyduck's in it. I loved Psyduck. He was so funny to me. Like, funny in a good way. Not where I was laughing at him because it was done poorly like other times. But I thought Psyduck was like just really good comedic timing, and I just like this little character and stuff. Because I forgot Pokemon's like all their things is that they just like say their names when they're speaking.
Yeah.
It's like, Pika.
Yeah.
Psyduck. Psyduck. And it was just funny. I liked like you can imagine, like you see like in Guardians of the Galaxy, like I am Groot. The comedic timing that can be with that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
unlike Guardians of the Galaxy, there's not Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista and Rocket and stuff to carry the load.
To carry the movie, yeah.
No, there is no carrying of any kind. Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu carries the movie, in my opinion.
He was the highlight of the movie. He carried it.
So I didn't like Justice Smith in this role, who's the main character, Tim.
Obviously,
Let's not get into, we'll talk about it a little, like in more detail when we get into spoilers.
Yeah, when we get
but
into spoilers,
just a little overview.
Talk about it more, yeah.
I was disappointed in his portrayal as Tim, and he's like the main character, which as you see from the trailers, he's the main human character in the film. I like Justice Smith. He's been in Paper Towns.
Yes.
You seen that movie?
Yes.
I liked him in that.
He was good
He's
in
a
that.
side
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, but he was good. Yeah,
like when I saw he was the main character in this, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like I like this guy. Going in, I'm like, oh.
The feeling I got from him was that he didn't prepare well enough for this. He didn't connect well with his dialogue. He didn't connect well with his character. He didn't do a very good job.
I'm just not sure it was the right fit.
Yeah.
And I'm also not sure he was really ready to take on this kind of role.
Exactly. That's the vibe I got.
Just sometimes in the acting, especially early on, I'm like,
just as his reactions to stuff, and he just seemed unfinished, or like he wasn't ready for this.
Like kind of immediately, I'm like, ooh.
It was a very mediocre performance
for sure.
Yeah,
and I like him. He's also in Jurassic World. Have you seen those movies?
Yes. He was. You know what? He kind of played a similar character he did in Jurassic.
Kind of nerdy, kind of. But that's the character. Like,
exaggeration over the top
character type he kind of is. Like that's who they'd be casting for.
But he didn't pull it off. He did not do a good job.
No, I mean there was times I liked him. Like he's still like a charismatic, kind of like a lovable kind of character where like you like him more than you hate him. And I like that actor. I feel bad, but he just didn't do a great job in my opinion. So
also one other segment that we have in this spoiler half of the show is we talk about our favorite actors, characters,
best character, best actor, and then the verse of that.
So if you want to know a little more what we think about the actors and the overall movie with spoilers, just stick around for that.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen the movie, run out and see that. Pause this, go out and see it, and come back.
Yeah,
or if you just don't.
If you don't care, just
because of this review, or you just don't care.
Because there's for our category worst actor. And character, I have. Yeah.
It's such an obvious choice, and I won't spoil it. I was going to, but I'm not going to. It's such an obvious.
I was going to say it just now.
Let's leave it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what else I have to really say about this film.
Yeah, I mean,
in non-spoiler territory, because there's a lot of spoilers.
There's a lot of spoilers. This movie, it's tough to talk about this movie without. It's tough to review this movie accurately without talking about the spoilers, because there's some twists and turns that happen.
I was going to say this movie does have twists and turns, as a lot of the movies do.
Don't make sense, but
that a lot of like action movies like this do, where they're trying to like make you think one thing and then they go to another. And at one point, I was into it. And then by the end, I'm like, what is happening? This is laughable. This is a joke, like you said earlier.
They tried too many things, I feel, and they lost their way.
They twist and turned way too much until it just broke and snapped. And I'm like, all right, this film's just stupid at this point.
Because it twisted and turned at a point where they kind of forgot what they talked about earlier, It's
one other thing I want to say, real quick. Suspense of disbelief is a must-have in this movie. There needs to be like another it should be Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Get ready to suspend your belief.
Yes.
Because I mean, a lot of
forget rationality. Forget it.
Okay.
As soon as you walk in,
even for a movie that like we're in this world where there's Pokemon running around and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff where it's just like,
what is happening? What is this?
Because in movies like this, like superhero movies and stuff, you always have to have a certain level of suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
But normally, like say in an MCU movie, a Marvel movie, they set the rules in that universe, and they can be crazy sometimes, like the different powers or like what's going on.
But then again, when you speak about the MCU, they have had years to build up that level of understanding in their movies. You don't expect that from the first movie.
Yeah, it's right from the get-go.
Right from the get-go. You don't like, I mean, go ahead, finish.
What I was going to say was, but they lay out their world, and you understand, and they lay out rules of that world where, you know, you're not in the normal Earth that we live in, where, you know, the crazy things that happen that wouldn't make any sense here, but they lay out the rules in that world where it's like, okay, this makes some sort of sense. And then sometimes there's still crazy moments where it's like, this is unbelievable.
Yep.
In Detective Pikachu, they lay out their world, give us the rules, but
And
then
then,
all
yeah,
they do is just be like,
yep.
this is craziness. You haven't, no. They don't lay out the rules, because if they had, we would have understood a little more like what was happening.
No, not even, because they did lay out the rules, and then at certain points they completely forget it or change it.
Yeah, they didn't lay out enough rules, I guess. They should have.
Yeah.
They laid out
It
enough rules.
Seems as though each rule has a clause, and they didn't highlight the clause.
Oh my gosh. The last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they're like.
The second half of the movie was just.
There's moments I liked. I will say one thing about the moments
with
that I liked.
Pikachu, yeah, but
Yes,
other
Pikachu.
than that,
Action. I liked a few action scenes in particular where I'm like, okay, this is cool. Not enough action for me. Like, I would have liked to see a little more. Some action scenes.
Buddy.
What?
Ooh,
You have a
buddy.
seizure over there?
Ooh, but I did not have a seizure, but there was one particular action scene. I almost left. I
Almost left the building.
Yes, I was thinking about just after that scene ended. I was like, no, this is no way.
I'm curious what you're
is
talking
happening?
about.
You know what I'm talking about, because I was like, what happened? What was that?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure. But there were some, for redeeming qualities of the film, there were some cool Pokemon like action scenes, and I'm like, all right, this is dope. Like I'm into this.
Yeah.
As like a person that's been aware of Pokemon my whole life, like I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like this is cool.
Right.
Watching this come to life, you know.
Right.
But that wasn't the whole movie for sure. Like
No.
I'm just like, well,
The best part of this movie was Pikachu.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Pikachu.
Can't say it enough. Like
Yeah.
for sure.
That was it.
If that was their goal, okay.
And what's funny is that before seeing the movie, I was skeptical about that,
Yeah.
and it turns out he was
Right.
because of him. I like this movie.
This is the thing about filmmaking, in my opinion. You got to hit the story first. Like, you can't just throw a bunch
Are the
of
Russo brothers listening right now?
the Russo brothers.
Yeah, I want them to
hope
hear
so.
this right now.
If there's no way in hell.
I mean, there's a chance, man.
Okay, yeah, the internet's a big place, but
Well, it's up to the listeners to allow that to happen, you know.
you're right, Kev.
Yeah.
You're right.
But anyway,
I don't even know what I was saying, to be honest.
no, you're talking about filmmaking, and
Oh,
yeah,
yes. You gotta, like, in all these action movies and superhero movies I see, you know, they're never good unless they have a good story. You can't just throw out a bunch of fun explosions, glitter.
Yeah,
you can't
story is what captivates you.
Story is what drives any movie, which is such an obvious statement, I feel like. But in films like this, it's like they need to be reminded. You can't just throw out a bunch of like Pokemon and a bunch of action and stuff, and it's just going to be good. And have a bunch of twists and plots just for the sake of having them. You know, you can't just do something for the sake of it. You have to. When movies are really, really good, action and twists and crazy CGI and explosions and stuff drive the story. They don't carry the movie.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they definitely, in my opinion.
Oh no, I mean, they had all the right pieces. They just didn't put it together well, and they needed better casting. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into spoilers now. But before we do, final thoughts. I would say if you're, like you said, kid, big Pokemon fan, especially a big Pokemon fan.
It's fan service, no doubt. Go see it.
Lots of fan service. I'd go check it out. Even me as, like I said, a casual fan, I enjoyed parts just for the fan service of it. So I can't imagine if you're like a hardcore fan. But maybe if you're a hardcore fan, you'd be pissed off about this movie because I don't think it's very good. And it almost it makes me question, why didn't they go with a different kind of storyline, like maybe like in the Pokemon TV show, like with Ash and everything, like and training them.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to know who okayed this. Some like a group of people had to sit down and be like, "Oh, this is a good movie.
Yeah.
Let's start marketing."
I feel like on the storyboard it looked pretty good, but then you get in there. And I don't know who. Let me find out who it was directed by. I forgot that in the facts. My bad. Directed by Rob Letterman.
Rob Letterman.
The boy.
The boy.
I don't know. He didn't
Rob
do too
Letterman.
much of a job, but in
Well, he's gonna be known for Detective Pikachu, so
yeah.
tough luck, bro.
In all fairness to the actors and to him, this was a lot of green screen action, a lot of CGI, obviously because of all the Pikachu.
In terms of that, the actors did do well. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
'cause,
It's tough. If
yeah,
you're talking
they
to
would
literally
have
nothing.
they would have been acting with dummies or just like stuffed toys or something. But they did a good job in terms of that. But
yeah,
showing their emotions and how they feel about stuff, no bueno.
that's so great. All right, so let's get into those characters a little more in depth. So now we're in spoiler territory.
Dun, dun,
Spoilers.
dun.
All right, so we're at 2012. I gotta remember that for later. All right, so now we're in spoilers. Oh my goodness gracious! Catherine Newton is the actress's name as Lucy.
Lucy, oh, dude, I wanted to
Just go
punch
for
her.
it, She's so bad.
The first sentence that came out of her mouth, I was like, no.
I thought it was a joke. She's
I
walking
thought it
down.
was a joke
she's
too.
walking down the stairs. She's like, "Oh, hey there, I'm this person. We need to figure this out." I'm like, "Wait,
Yeah, she was like,
what is
"Oh,
this?"
I'm this person, and we need to figure this out because I'm a reporter and I
she
have
has
to get to the bottom of
Like,
this.
I'm on the scoop,
I have
man."
to, I'm riding the scoop wave, and I gotta get to the
Oh
bottom of
my
it.
gosh, she was
Oh,
so bad.
jeez.
She was actually terrible.
Cringe.
Oh my
Ultimate
gosh.
cringe.
Yeah.
So cringy.
Like she was laughably bad from
Yeah.
from start to finish.
How could they have filmed that scene and Justin not laugh at what she said?
Yeah, Justice.
Justice.
That's
Is
his name.
Justice.
Cool name, right?
Well, he didn't do the movie Justice, but
Yeah, you're right about that. And okay.
she is just laughable.
Oh my gosh.
So
Every
disappointing.
line.
So
And they
disappointing.
force her and Tim. the main
They
character-
forced this relationship.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And I'm just like, why is this a thing now? Like, what? Like,
Since when is that a thing, right?
they just, that's the thing about the story. They just like
It's throw stuff together.
cookie cutter stuff. Like, oh, like this people like this. Let's just throw it in there, you know? I was like, come on. Why are they all of a sudden like a thing? I hate her.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing great. Like the beginning when he's Oh, one thing about the beginning that I did like, I didn't really want to mention in the non-spoiler part.
Yeah.
But was really cool. It was really cool seeing the Pokeball in action.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
the one time.
Literally.
We saw a Pokeball uno times.
and it's at the beginning and it's cool. And I'm like, and then I'm sitting there like, why isn't the whole movie about like Ash and everything, like and like learning how to train Pikachu?
When it
Pokemon.
started, the guy what's that guy's name? He
His
was
friend.
He was a taxi driver in Deadpool.
Deadpool.
I thought he would have been Ash, but like
Oh really?
no way. But like when he
name
saw
is,
it on screen with the hat and everything,
Karan Sony is
Yeah.
the actor's name.
Yeah.
He played Jack.
he was a little bit too much though. But I mean,
I liked him.
when you saw him, like, because when him and Justice came on, like
Yeah.
opening scene, two of them were there. It was like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Oh, they have a Pokeball. What's gonna happen? You
Right.
know, but it just kind of like they just kicked him off the screen.
Yeah,
Basically.
and okay, so the movie starts, and we start with the scene with Mewtwo, and I'm like, cool, Mewtwo, like he's a cool character, you know, and I'm from Super Smash Bros and stuff, and he's in this little like, little
Chamber,
little
like
like chamber pod thing in this like, lab. You can tell he's like being experimented on and stuff. He breaks out, of course, big action scene.
Of course, yeah.
Goes in the sky, and I'm like, why is he Superman? I don't remember his powers being this crazy.
Yep.
He's flying around. He's chasing after this car.
Right.
What you think happens is that he blows up. He like sends out like a beam out of his hand and like hits the car, and the car falls off a bridge, and everyone in it like dies pretty much.
Right.
Later, you learn Tim is the main character, the kid. His dad was in the car, and
Yes.
Pikachu. Okay, let's.
Do you want to talk about that
yes,
now?
let's just
okay,
hop
all right.
We're in spoilers, man. Like,
Okay, all
we can
right.
jump all around.
So this is the worst part of the movie.
You think so? I disagree.
This is the story. This is the story of the movie,
Yeah.
and it was bad. It is the worst part. I mean, it's not the worst part, but it's bad.
So what happens? Okay, there's a lot of twists and turns with the villain. The villain is okay. Before we get into what we were just about to say about Pikachu and everything, what we said in the non-spoiler part about the twists and turns. So first we go into what was the city called?
Rim.
Was it Rim?
Rhyme
Rhyme City.
Rhyme City.
Let me look it up. But
I think it was Rhyme. Yeah, Ryme City. Yeah, so how it goes, Tim, which is Justice, his
Rhyme
dad
City, my
his
bad.
dad died. And he went into Rhyme City
Yeah,
to collect his stuff from the police station, basically.
Because that's where his dad worked as a
Right. His dad was a detective.
And we learned throughout the movie how Tim could have gone and lived with him, but he didn't want to. His mom died at a young age, and basically grew up with his grandmother in some
They
other
tried
town.
to give Tim a backstory,
Oh,
but it didn't work. It was so
wanted
ineffective.
more.
It was so ineffective.
I wanted more.
Okay, even the flashbacks. The flashbacks were like so out of context.
And the flashbacks were so weird because throughout the movie, here we'll get to this. Throughout the movie, we see like images of his dad, but it's always like from the like from the back.
Yeah, they show his dad, right? They show his dad like a bunch of times.
And you never see his face.
But you never see his face.
And I'm like, why is that the case?
Who is this?
I was thinking it was going to be like some big actor or something at the end. Where it's
Well,
gonna be, like,
it was a
surprise.
big actor, but
Yeah, it sure was. Okay, we're at the end. Okay, no. We're gonna leave.
Yeah, we can't. We can't talk about that right now because we gotta go linear flow here.
I mean, if people have seen the movie and watched this, they'll know what's happening.
That's true.
But we're
we
gonna
also
lead up to it.
yeah.
Okay, so what happens is throughout the movie, we kind of get led to believe that Howard Clifford is the nice guy who's the father in the situation,
and he owns the company.
And he started the whole city,
Right.
the Rhyme City.
Yes, okay. So the point of the city is that Pokemons and humans work together. They live together. That's
in
his
harmony.
Yeah, in harmony. That's his whole push. That's his initiative.
Yes, because he's like has this terminal disease,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sitting there thinking during the movie, wait, so he has this terminal disease, and he's going to fix it by having humans and Pokemon live in this city in harmony.
How does that fix
How
him?
does that fix him at all?
Yeah.
And for an hour and 35
keep
minutes
thinking-
of this
yeah,
movie,
you-
that's what you assume is what's happening, but it never made any sense.
Yep.
So in the movie, you're kind of led to believe that the son, Roger Clifford, is more of the villain.
Douche. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a douche.
Oh, he's so bad.
Yeah.
But we learn it's not him the whole time.
So it switched.
Yeah, it did.
It switched like twice. So first off, you're thinking, okay, the dad is good.
Yes.
Then you think the son is bad.
Yes.
And then you think the son is good. And then you think the dad is bad.
When do you think the son is good again?
But the son turned out to be...
The Ditto.
Yeah, no, his son turned out to be good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, yeah. So first you think the father's good and the son's bad.
Yeah, and then you think... And
Um,
then it turns out that the son
Yeah.
is good and the dad is bad.
That's what I'm saying. There's no.
Yeah.
You're saying there was three. I'm like, there was no three. Like,
Well, there was a third, like, the Ditto was like a
gotcha. Yeah.
mix up. But
so what ends up happening is, it turns out the dad's in control the whole time, which was so obvious. This is the thing about I was saying with the twists and turns were too much. Like, I almost liked the idea of the son being the villain, even though it was super like he was super like evil, like not evil, but like
he was just extra.
he was just a jerk. So it was super
jerk.
obvious,
Yeah,
but I was almost
yeah.
like more into that than the obvious twist of the dad being the
Right.
villain.
Right.
Excuse me. But all of a sudden at the end, the whole Mewtwo storyline's like, what is happening? The whole time you always flash back to that first scene of him going up to the bridge. And finally we find out, again, there's so much to talk about, but I'll get into more after I talk about this for a second. You finally find out that Mewtwo has been like this experiment and is actually a good like you think he's like a villain, Mewtwo, but you realize
but he's actually a
his
good
actual like character is that he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But the dad wants to basically use this like mind control like headset that he puts on him and puts on Mewtwo to like put
to transfer his consciousness into Mewtwo. Yeah.
And not only that, but he wants that to be the case for
Everyone.
Okay.
So, okay. Sorry for everyone listening, but it's really difficult because the way the movie was, it's difficult to talk about it without jumping between storylines. It's
so frustrating.
So the way that he was like, you know what? I want to transfer my consciousness to Mewtwo because that's being like we combine the Pokemon and the human, we become the best.
Like
so you wanted that
evolve.
for everyone. Yeah, you wanted to evolve, and you wanted that for everyone. But the way he did it and the way he wanted everyone else to do it makes no sense.
Exactly. That's what like when I was saying suspension of disbelief earlier. this is what I was talking about. Like, what? Okay, you set up the rules that the way you do this, and it just finally works for the first time, right?
Yep.
He puts on these two little headsets, these super like fancy schmancy headsets.
Yep.
They do throw out a line that's like, Mewtwo's soul has the power to like combine them.
Yep.
But in my mind, that's like, oh, like Mewtwo's the only one that can like do the convergence, right? Because that would, logical sense.
He was in a lab. He got tested for this. Like he was ready for it. Yeah.
He's set up. Like they used like the old Mew, like ancient like DNA and stuff.
Yep.
All of a sudden, we're at this parade. Classic, like, oh, this parade and the balloons. Like, I don't know. It seemed like very a typical like villain kind of like, oh, this is gonna be a bad thing.
Oh, so backstory on that. That's what we have to talk about. The serum, the smoke, whatever.
This rides like this is through the entire film.
This is what carries this is what is the backbone of the villain's plot, you know?
I mean, it's really what drives the hero's like journey the whole time.
Right. So this arc, serum, whatever it is, it's basically this thing that it's in a vial that when you open it, smoke comes out, Pokemons inhale it, and they go crazy, right? So they go supposedly crazy. So for the first couple times we see the R smoke,
like
the Pokemon smell it and go crazy. But when the villain introduces the R smoke, the Pokemons don't go crazy. They just combine with a human.
No, so they did go crazy, and they had to go crazy, but
so in order for them to combine with a human, they had to go crazy.
So and that's why
Mewtwo was like,
yeah. So now what's it? Howard, the villain. He's now gone into Mewtwo. He's flying around. He's talking as Mewtwo. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid.
Cringy. It's so cringy.
And it was like a big parade, like the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving. All these blown up Pokemon are flying in the sky in this big parade. Right. And it turns out, of course, the R like gas is filled in the balloons, right?
Of course. Wait, when Justice was like, the R gas is in the balloons.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, come on. That's kind of lines are in this movie. It's like, yeah. Thank you. Like, we visually see that. Like, we know. Like, you don't need to tell us. Anyway, all of a sudden, Mewtwo is out here. Like, the gas is flowing. It's going into the Pokemon. You see them kind of going crazy. All their owners are next to them. And Mewtwo is just, like, shooting out these, like,
beams.
Mewtwo's
the same beam he used to, like, shoot the car is the same thing he did to shoot the frantic Pokemon.
Mewtwo's powers in this movie literally have no consistency and make no sense. He's just like a god. Like it's like, okay, he can do anything.
Oh, by the way, how did what's his name?
Howard.
How did Howard know how to use Mewtwo's power as soon as he got into him?
I mean, I guess you could believe like, oh, he studied him, so he would know. But still, no. Like,
come on, dude. As soon as as soon as his consciousness was transferred into Mewtwo, he's like, psh, psh, shoot.
Yeah. Psh, psh. No, it makes no sense. Because he's doing these, he's like shooting these beams, and it's like converging the Pokemon. Basically, the trainer's consciousness is going. Not even trainer.
No, the entire body just absorbs into the Pokemon.
Right, and it's just like, what is happening right now?
Yep.
Because Howard's sitting there, his body is still in the chair, but his consciousness is in Mewtwo.
Right.
And now Mewtwo's out there, no technology, no nothing, just the crazy gas, and he's able just to shoot huge beams where he can cover like hundreds of people at the same time. And bang, they're converging into one another. And now there's a bunch of Pokemon running around that have the humans like consciousness, the whole bodies in them.
So normal humans, just literally Pokemons with humans inside of them. With the human consciousness.
And here we go. This is the fight scene that I actually kind of liked because we need Pikachu to like fight finally because you don't really see him like using his powers too much.
Well, he didn't know how to, he had like what Hulk had in Infinity War. He couldn't like actually use his powers.
He had little like performance issues.
Yeah, he had performance issues.
So it was that I did like where like, you know, this is the final scene we're pretty much talking about with, and we need Pikachu, the final fight scene anyway. And now finally Pikachu needs to step up and like use his moves and fight and stuff.
Right.
It was cool in the one bar scene with like the like illegal fighting because like in the city they're not like there was like Pokemon training, like Pokemon like stadium fights and stuff. But in the city, everyone's supposed to be in harmony, so there's not going to be any fighting.
But there were illegal fights that were happening.
As you would expect.
So, and that actually played a big part because that's where they first tested the arse.
That's where you first really see like it's
but so they actually said Rita Ora's character, the doctor.
Yes.
She was like
Dr. Anne Lauren.
Anyway, but there was a scene with her where they said, I think it was Justice that said, oh, so this is where they first tested out. This is where they tested the R smoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see it later in one of the flashbacks when they're in the lab.
Ooh,
what?
Oh my God, that scene. Oh,
Which one?
with the flashbacks in the lab.
Yeah.
There was a certain point. Okay, bear in mind, in that scene with the lab, we saw, I think it was 2 flashbacks. And then Pikachu was like, no, we need to know more. Let's go all the way back.
Yeah.
And you saw more flashbacks. I was like, dude, come on. What is happening?
I didn't have a problem with that.
You didn't?
No, not really.
Because it felt as though, okay, yeah, they told me this, but no, there's more. Well, wait, there's more. And they went back.
It almost seemed like they should have just like started
repetitive.
with the behind. Like
they should have just started
at the beginning.
And just showed all that.
But it was the reason they did that was because when they went back further, it showed how they like his dad looked like he was a double agent and how he was working for the bad guys.
Yeah.
When you ultimately find out, of course, that he wasn't actually. He was trying to protect it. Anyway, back to the fight scene.
Right.
I like the fight scene. Oh, that's what I was going to mention about the bar when we got off topic. I liked when what's just his character's name? Tim. He when he was a kid, he was super into Pokemon, like learned how to like train and stuff.
Right.
He's kind of like basically in the movie, he's like kind of sworn it off, kind of like I don't care about Pokemon anymore.
So as a kid, he always wanted to be like a trainee.
So he knows about it.
Trainer.
Now he works like in insurance and stuff. That's kind of like his character.
They made a joke out of that.
Yeah. Right. Good joke.
Sorry, everyone who works in insurance.
No, I mean, important job. Tim is like telling Pikachu like, oh, use quick attack and like use like lightning strike or whatever. I don't know the moves, but it was
voltage,
cool.
something.
It was cool because it was actual like moves you would like when you're playing Pikachu, you like select.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this is cool. Like this is that was one of those fan service moments. Where I'm like,
okay.
Oh, this is cool. Like, I think someone who would actually like be a big Pokemon fan would like appreciate this.
Okay.
Like, oh, like because this movie could have been them. Like, I would have much preferred this movie have been like a story. It doesn't have to be Ash. Just someone who's learning, wants to be a trainer, lives in a world where there is Pokemon training, there is Pokemon fights, and him like going through that, and, like trying to get the Pikachu to like want him, like catching Pikachu.
This story did not have to be a crime drama.
It could have been.
It did not have to be an action crime drama.
That's not what you want out of a Pokemon movie. That like what I just said is what people want, in my opinion. Like big fans, that's what they would want. They'd want to see like an Ash character go around and like with his friends, like catch them all.
Yeah.
That's not what we get.
Just literally a live action.
It'd be so cool. Imagine if that was the movie. Like you hear the music. We get the music one time, like the whole like Pokemon like theme song.
Yeah.
Like da-na-na. It's when Ryan Reynolds, Pokemon's like, or Pikachu is kind of he's like depressed. He's like sad. He's kind of like lost all hope, and
he was singing it.
He's walking around. He's like singing it. Yeah. It's this little like cameo in the movie. He's like crying while he's like singing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, come on. This could have been so much cooler. Like, I understand they didn't want to go for a super basic film, I guess. But after this movie, it's like, I don't see there being a sequel to this.
Oh, no way, dude.
I mean, I doubt it. Like,
if there's a sequel, I'm going to watch it and laugh at it again.
Yeah, I'm ready, dude.
They shouldn't, because they screwed this one up.
Yeah, so pretty much back to the final fight. Yeah, they win. He basically all they do, like the son was a Ditto the whole time. Yeah, the evil one. And it's like, oh, it makes sense.
So a Ditto basically can take the shape. Yeah, can take the shape of any.
For those of you who know Pokemon Ditto, that's what it does. Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, that's like, it's kind of interesting. Like that would be an interesting way for them to handle that. Like that's Pokemon's power. But so he all of a sudden you realize he's like the bad one's a Ditto, and now it's time for Tim's time to like fight the Ditto and stuff, and I'm just like, what is going on, and why is the Ditto even? It makes no sense that the Ditto is like changing to like all these different characters, like just become like a Charizard and like burn and like fry him, logically, like why did he become Lucy? He was like, what, like
why?
You don't need to trick him, like you're not trying to like lure him into anywhere. You're just literally trying to kill him. Like why wouldn't you just become like a big?
So when Tim took the headset off of
Howard's the villain's name.
He made the stupid face.
Yes, dude. Justice, I like you, dude. Justice Smith, I like you as an actor, but man,
buddy, dude.
There was some
What's
maybe
the best
weird
way you
directing.
could describe that face? It was because he pulled the headset
trying
off,
to be cool,
and he was like, "Oh, look at me!
This is my moment."
Yeah, this is my shining moment."
and it was just fell super.
Iron Man.
Oh my! It just fell super flat. I mean, a lot of it did.
So we laughed at that, and
Yeah.
the couple behind us, they were laughing too. When we started to laugh, I heard her
like no at the end,
chuckling.
like with the stuff. I'm sitting like, what is this? And then there's parts where we just like started laughing. The biggest part. Here we go, Kev. Here it is. We find out at the end of the movie. This whole time, like you were saying, we don't know who
who the dad is.
We don't know who.
We don't know who.
We don't know who he is.
Yeah,
like we know his name or whatever.
we know how the back of him looks.
Right. But we don't know like who the actor is that's playing him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they just throw together like they go back to that car scene 1,000 times, and it has different stories like every single time.
Yeah.
It is layered on top of one or the other, and it got to a point where it's like, oh, it's kind of cool when you see something twice, and it's like, oh, that's not actually how it happened.
But no,
this another
there
time.
was one more. But wait, there's more.
Yeah. So the whole movie, Pikachu has like lost his memory. He like he
So
he had amnesia.
Pikachu's like driving the movie. It's like, oh, I gotta find out. Like I gotta get my memory
I was
back.
with your
How
dad.
did
Like
exactly,
I was his partner.
Right.
He was his partner because he's a detective, right? And his dad was the detective, so they were partners. And he's
Right.
like, I knew him, like, and that's why he if you've seen in the trailers, like he can communicate with Tim. They can like communicate with each other.
Right.
We find out that Mewtwo, they were on the same team, like Tim, Pikachu, and Mewtwo. It was Greninja who blew up the car. One of the like crazy experimented on Greninjas that was in the lab.
Right.
And that they
Mewtwo transferred the consciousness
of
the
his dad
into Pikachu.
So even though it's like he didn't like, did he though? Because it makes no sense. Because Pikachu the whole time was still confused.
Pikachu didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah, and he's like,
So
oh wait, what?
the thing that allowed Pikachu to talk was the dad being conscious in Pikachu, but the dad didn't know. Well, Pikachu
and Mewtwo
didn't
like
know
took
that
the actual
he was
body
a dad.
of the dad.
Yeah.
Like, did he? Like,
No. So he basically the R smoke that is
Yes.
used to get the Pokemons ready for transferring consciousness was not used. Mewtwo just literally took just took the dad. I was like,
Don't
"Whoop,
even
you
need
go in
it."
here now. But the
Mewtwo
dad
is OP.
from what we saw, when a human is transferred into a Pokemon, they know.
They're aware.
But throughout the entire movie,
He's not aware.
The dad knows that the dad is in Pikachu, but doesn't have a clue
Pikachu
that
has no
he's-
idea.
So,
and they even throw
yeah.
the lines like Mewtwo's sitting there like in this flashback scene, he's saying to Pikachu like, you won't know what's happening, but your heart will. What? How?
What?
Why?
Exactly.
Where in the rules of this movie have we set up that that's at all in the last 5 minutes how this works? Like there's so much.
So disappointed.
Kind of like
I'm
Ugly
so
Dolls.
disappointed.
Kind of like Ugly Dolls last
Wait,
week.
Ugly Dolls was amazing compared to this, man.
Really?
Yep.
No,
Yep.
what I was gonna say is, you could tell it was catered for kids, where it's like, kids won't know what's happening. Oh, they'll just go along with it.
Bro,
Not
it's
like
gonna confuse kids so much.
kids will just be like, cool. Like,
yeah, it's true.
I feel like just kids. I mean, I'm not like trying to hate on kids here, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at least me, if I was like 8 going to see this, I'm like,
You're not
that
gonna
was fun.
care. Yeah.
You're not gonna think about it like us and talk about it for an hour.
True.
Like, oh my gosh, so much suspension
That
of
was the
disbelief.
biggest problem in this movie.
unbelievable.
You know? So the dad is in Pikachu, but Pikachu doesn't know that he's a dad, and the dad doesn't know that he's in Pikachu.
Okay, big reveal. At the end, you learn that the physical form of his dad is
Was
Ryan Reynolds.
And it
that's
doesn't
why he has
work,
the voice.
though, but it doesn't work.
No, it's like
It
when
doesn't
Ryan Reynolds turned
work.
around, like actual Ryan Reynolds, we started laughing.
no
It's just
way.
like, what?
What?
And now Pikachu is like back doing Pika Pika.
Yeah, which is so stupid.
Which I didn't like that. Like I liked how that was just like his voice.
I
They
thought
didn't
that
need
was
that to me.
Pikachu he was just special, you know. He
Yeah.
could have understood Tim and stuff like that, but no, it just did not make sense.
No, it
who,
didn't.
Who directed this movie again? Tell me.
What was it? Here we go. Rob Letterman,
Bro, you need to
the boy.
stop.
Stop.
Whoever like
Just stop.
who helped produce it, and who's a writer, screenplay?
We have writers Dan Hernandez, Benji Samet. I don't know. Producers, there's always a lot. I don't really know who was really in charge.
Anyway,
Yeah, anyway.
so disappointing. It's so disappointing.
Yes, it was. And like that was supposed to be like a big payoff. Where like it was so funny to see actual Ryan Reynolds there and like how he was the dad.
Yep.
I knew it was set up that like he was gonna be white and it was gonna like throw us off.
Well, yeah.
Because Justice is like mixed, I guess.
Yeah, he's mixed. And they show that his grandmom is black. His mom is also black.
Yeah.
But also in the scenes where you see the dad, you don't see his face, so you see his behind, but you see his hands and everything, and he's white.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So
But I mean, I didn't see that coming, to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Because it made no freaking sense. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be... And I thought he was going to come in earlier.
I didn't expect them to show the dad at all, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
me too.
Yeah.
I was almost thinking like maybe they didn't want to show him in this film because he's going to have a bigger role like in the
But
sequel.
what was the reason? It was just,
Exactly.
oh my God, Ryan Reynolds.
Well, yeah, like
That's what it was.
The dad could have been anyone. It would have been
anyone.
fine.
It could have been anyone.
Because, I mean, finally at the end, Tim decides to like go back with his dad and like live with them, like hang out, which is like a big moment because he never wanted to do that.
Oh,
and
by
stuff.
the way, that scene. So before he decides to go with his dad, so Ryan Reynolds, which is the dad, hands him the ticket to leave. So Tim walks off, ready to leave.
Yes.
Then turns around and be like, Dad,
You know what?
can I stay with you?
Right.
Literally throws a ticket in the bin.
Yeah. How wasn't this conversation happening 30 minutes earlier, like the day earlier? Why did it take? Why did it take for him to literally to have the ticket in his hand, walking towards the train, all packed up, for him to be like,
Because, yeah, he packed
Man.
up. He was ready to leave. He had his suitcases with him.
you know what? After thinking about it for a while, I thought I wanted to leave you again, but
Oh, my God.
I just can't do
and
it.
by
I'm
the
gonna come
way,
back. It's like,
I'm
what?
thinking about being a detective.
Yeah, right. There's gonna be a sequel.
But
If this makes money, I mean, I don't know if it will.
it's going to make money.
Think so?
It's going to make money, dude.
In my mind, I'm thinking like, this one really won't put too much pressure on Endgame to like keep going up
Yeah.
because it's soaring.
Or it's going to
toward-
make money.
it's trying to-
Like, I might go see it again with friends. So,
Really?
yeah.
I wouldn't see this movie again.
Oh, no. Like, I thoroughly did not enjoy this movie.
Hey, earlier you said it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad considering.
Considering what?
I mean, think about it. The actors, the Pokemon were good.
Mm-hmm.
They were cute, funny.
Yes, Pokemon.
That was a good part.
Psyduck.
So it was
the
relatively
man.
good.
Psyduck was awesome.
But
Psyduck.
the story, no.
Yeah, no.
Not a
That's
good
what I'm saying.
movie. Yeah.
It's really not.
But it was
And-
funny.
And it was a letdown to me. I thought it was. I was going into the film thinking it was gonna be good. I'm like,
Yeah.
I bet I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised by this. And
Oh,
you know
because you
what?
even messaged me earlier today.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I bet
watch
it's
it
gonna
be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you bet it's going to be good.
And it wasn't. And I was.
I mean, there were
disappointed.
certain points where we laughed and stuff like that.
Legitimately, yeah.
But we were just making fun of the
Psyduck
movie.
was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
like
man.
I loved Psyduck.
Yeah.
I loved little Pokemon just like going around like, give me a different film, dude. Like, give me like almost like a straight Pokemon.
Way too much
film, or,
potential.
like like they have a really like, what's it? I forget what like studio produced it. Anyway, but like whoever owns the rights for Pokemon, like come on, there could be so much more done with
Wasted
it.
opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Sorry, distraction.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yep.
I mean, I'm happy we saw it. This was a fun one to review.
Yeah,
But-
definitely.
Oh, you know what I just realized?
What?
We did not do our awards.
Oh, let's do that.
Okay, rapid fire.
We rapid fire. Let's wrap up with this because
We gotta go.
Yeah, we were being signaled by a lovely individual.
All right, rapid fire through the awards. Oh, jeez, I can't believe I forgot.
Yeah.
All right, best character, Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Best
yes.
actor, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
You have any other
No.
thoughts on those?
No.
Shout out Psyduck for his best character. Worst character, whatever.
Lucy.
Lucy. Was that her-
Lucy.
yeah.
Oh, what's her name?
Lucy Stevens. In the
Horrible,
movie.
horrible
Catherine Newton
job.
is the actress.
You need to reevaluate your life choices there.
Yeah, so Lucy's the worst character. Worst actor?
Worst
That chick.
actor. Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
okay, maybe I take my worst character then, because
Worst
she was the worst.
actor?
She was the worst
No.
actor.
No, her character was the worst.
I think her acting was worse than her
No,
character.
her character was the worst.
I think it
because
was a different
she was
actress.
acting as she was acting. The
Imagine
character.
if
her
she was-
character was worse.
Imagine if she was Emma Stone. She would have been good. That character would have been good.
Nah,
You don't think so?
the character itself was just
I think the acting was worse
unnecessary
than
in
the
my
character.
point. But worst actor, who was the son?
Justice Smith?
Howard's son.
Oh,
The first villain.
Chris Green. Chris Gere.
Oh yeah, he was horrible. I did
Really?
not like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Super cringy.
How did it look? I thought the Pokemon looked
good.
awesome.
Looked
some
good.
weird lighting at some points, like some weird lighting. But
Yeah.
I liked the city a lot. I liked the way the city looked.
Yeah. No, they did a good
like it looked
job on design.
kind of like Japanese. Like it looked like kind of like Tokyo-ish, like with all the lights and everything.
Yeah.
That looked really cool.
It looked good.
I loved the way it looked actually.
Yeah, especially like Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
a
cute.
lot of detail.
The Pokemon were so awesome. They did a great job with the CGI. They made them look like I think none of them were like done dirty like in the Sonic trailer where it's like that doesn't look like Sonic at all. They all looked like their character.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, I think it looked awesome. Anything else on that?
No. They did a fantastic job.
How did it sound?
Oh, I mean, it sounded.
You know, I didn't. To be honest,
there wasn't much
mediocre.
like this score. There wasn't much score or anything like that.
I didn't notice the music.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
If I don't remember the music,
bad.
that's it. Like
yeah, that's
because I'm not gonna sit. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, like what's going like trying to like pick out the music unless it's good. Like when it's good or there's a good soundtrack, then I would notice it. But in this one, I didn't notice it, so yeah, it didn't sound great. I mean, the mixing and stuff was fine, but like the music pretty much is what.
Yeah,
that's
there
about.
wasn't any score that stood out to me in the
Biggest problem.
Biggest problem. Storyline.
Story.
Awful.
Too many twists.
Yeah, it was jumbled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't give enough. Didn't give enough background on Tim.
They tried too many avenues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Biggest praise.
Biggest praise. Pikachu, Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, exactly. You're in the movie Detective Pikachu.
And it's funny that I'm saying that because I
Yeah.
thought it was awkward when I saw the trailers. I was not looking forward, and it turned out to be the best part of the movie.
I mean, if you're going to the film just for Pikachu, hey, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think Pikachu and Ryan Reynolds were awesome as the role. Like, I loved them. And I loved the action
Ryan
scene at
Reynolds
the end.
in Pikachu was better than regular Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
outside
as dad Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally, nitpicks before we go.
Nitpicks,
Just small stuff.
awful writing, dude.
Just, yeah.
They could have done.
My biggest
I'm
nitpicks
disappointed.
was there was just some CGI moments where it wasn't necessarily the CGI looked bad, but you could kind of tell that like Justice, the character playing Tim, was in like in front of a green screen. Like even though it looked good, you just like his acting or like the directing, you could just totally tell that he wasn't like actually there, even though he was supposed to. And nitpicks that, and then also just like I've been saying, there's just some moments like especially when those huge like mountain things pop up,
That
they should have all died. Like
that was my biggest problem in this movie. And
biggest. And that's
ultimate.
like a nitpick where it's like
because it was so unnecessary. They wasted so much time.
oh, that was so long.
It was so long.
Visually though, I liked the way that thing looked. You didn't like it?
No. I hated that.
I liked the way it looked
everything.
with like it like going like all of a sudden it was like a room turning like on itself where you'd have like
Inception kind of.
like first it would be like ground level, then you also like you're sliding, you have to like walk on the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah.
I liked the way it looked, but yeah, it lasted too long and like all of a sudden they're falling,
All
with
they
rocks
did-
crashing
no.
into the water, and all of them survive.
But
and
listen,
then Pikachu like kind of is
he
like,
got hit
hurt.
by a stone and he's hurt. But anyway,
And Mewtwo of course
they
survives him.
spent maybe 5-6 minutes showing that action scene where I'm gonna call them turtles. I don't know the name of them. The
I don't remember
turtles,
the Pokemon word.
big turtles, like island-sized turtles, stood up. All this action is happening, and they just sat down.
Yep.
And that's end of scene.
That's it. Stood up, back down.
Yeah.
And it was just all this crazy action because it was like there were these
When
huge
I saw that, I
mountains.
was gonna like,
Yeah.
no way, what is happening?
It's all right, Kev. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this
Thank
second
you.
episode.
Yep. Thank you
of
very much for joining us again.
Kevin saying thank you like someone just opened the door for him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the second episode of the A-Lister Movie Reviews podcast. Next
Wait.
Whoa, what's up?
What do you rate it?
Thank you, Kevin. This is why it's not 2 or 1 man podcast. This is why I keep you around, Kevin. All right. I'll put it. So we do our scale like A plus
F
through
to A plus.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it at a C minus.
D plus.
Solid.
I'll give it a D plus.
All right, so we're close.
Yeah.
But yeah, not quite a D. I think there were some redeeming qualities to it. The way it looked, the Pokemon and Pikachu and Psyduck.
It was just a joke to me. D plus.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Next
Thank
week
you
we'll be
very
back.
much.
Oh, where
Yep.
can people find you? Social
Sorry?
media. Where can people find you?
At Kevin B605 on Instagram.
Okay, and I'm at David Thompson with 2 A's, David Thompson on Twitter and David J Thompson on Instagram. All right.
So be sure to share.
check
Subscribe
it
to
out.
us on iTunes.
iTunes, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, subscribe on
On
YouTube.
Yep.
A-lister movie reviews, just search it. It should pop up.
Yep.
It'll be in our social medias if you need to find it.
And thank you very, very much for entertaining us and allowing us to entertain you.
Yep. And next week we will be doing A Dog's Journey, I believe. I'm excited for that one. That one has a chance to like kill me in a good way.
I saw the trailer while I was waiting for Detective Pikachu.
Yeah,
and
no,
a tear came out of my eye.
That movie could be really good or it could be really bad. We'll see. But find out next week or come back next week to find out.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, Kevin. Until next time.
Until next time. See
You don't remember? Damn it, Kevin. You got to get it one time.
What
Until next time. You don't remember? I'll
is
see you
it?
at the movies. Remember we talked about it last week.
Who am I going to see at the movie? You?
I don't know.
Okay,
just
say
sounds-
it. Say it.
All right, Kevin. Until next time.
See you at the movies, I guess.
Bye.